Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome back to another Ninjago discussion video here on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some things that you guys should know if you want to go ahead and grow a successful Ninjago YouTube channel or just a YouTube channel in general. Now, I've been doing YouTube for over 6 years now, so I think I'm more than qualified to go ahead and talk about this and sort of point out some things that I've noticed throughout my journey and some things that I'd like to go ahead and share with you guys. But first, I want to go ahead and get into where I came from as a YouTuber and as a person. So I started my YouTube channel, this very same YouTube channel that you're watching now. I started this one way back in 2013. That's right, January of 2013 was when I started up my YouTube channel. I was only 13 years old at the time and had no idea what I was doing. I was basically reviewing Bionicle sets and things like that, just random things that I could find around my room to basically show on camera and present. And once again, if you guys are searching for a way to go ahead and start your own YouTube channel and grow as a person, you need to understand what type of content you want to do and where you want to come from. If you want to go ahead and do a Ninjago YouTube channel, that's awesome, you go ahead and do that. But if you want to go ahead and do something else, you got to figure out what exactly that is that you want to do. I really didn't do that right away. I sort of was experimenting with other various things, such as, reviewing all sorts of things. I didn't only do Lego stuff, I also did, for example, Transformers figures and things like that. I basically did everything under the sun. Whatever I thought about doing for a video, I did it, and some stuff worked, but some stuff obviously really didn't. And before I went ahead and started what I was doing now, my current format, I think I had roughly 360 subscribers, something like that. So really not like your ideal subscriber count, especially if you want to go ahead and get to the point where some of the other people in the community are, to several thousand subscribers. I mean, I managed to grow my channel from 300 to several thousand in, I think it was a little over 2 years, something like that. So clearly we're going to go ahead and talk about how we can do that here. I do have a few points written down as well, but of course, as I mentioned earlier, the key thing that you need to start with is finding your identity and figuring out what exactly you want to do. If that takes you a while to figure that out, that's great. It took me 4 years to get where I am now and basically start my current format of Ninjago videos, and before that I really wasn't doing much. So experiment a little, see what you have to do, come up with something that you would like to do, because again, it's all about having fun, and you want to go ahead and actually have fun while you're making your YouTube videos. The next thing that I want to talk about here is the phrase that I go by. Basically, I wanted, when I was making my content, especially with my current format, I wanted to go ahead and basically summarize everything that had to do with my content under the idea of, if I did not make this, would I like it? A lot of YouTubers have, that same mindset as well. I can't remember who I heard that from, but I know one of the YouTubers that I used to watch back in the day said something similar to that. Basically, if you were not making the content, would it be something that you would like to watch? For example, I am currently making Ninjago theories and countdowns, things like that, and if I wasn't making my channel, I would most certainly want to go ahead and watch it. These are the types of videos that I would like to see made and that I would like to actually watch as a Ninjago viewer and a Ninjago fan. Now, other channels are going to be doing the same, but we won't get into competition until later on in the video. But for the most part, making your videos for you is your top priority. You want to make sure that you are happy with the content that you're making, and you want to make sure that you actually enjoy the content that you're making. If you don't enjoy the content, what's the point of making it? If you don't enjoy the content that you're making, you're not going to be able to produce, sometimes daily content or things like that if you don't have any ambition for the actual thing that you're making a video about. So that's why, connecting it to my earlier point, you need to go ahead and experiment a little bit and figure out what exactly you want to do with your channel and with your videos. Next up, one thing that I'm going to say is that you need to have consistency when you're formulating your YouTube channel. Basically, a lot of Ninjago channels have the problem where they can't really post a lot. I try to post every day, and I think with a few exceptions, most Ninjago channels really don't do that. I mean, from what I've seen, a lot of people just don't really have a consistent upload schedule, which doesn't really work in my opinion. I mean, the way that I was able to grow my channel, it was by formulating some sort of schedule, and naturally that schedule will change along with your content and your comfortability with being on YouTube. So for example, when I started out, my schedule was 2 videos every week, then it became 4 videos every week, and now my current schedule is 1 video every day for the most part, with a few exceptions here and there. But creating a consistent schedule is key in actually maintaining a solid audience, and you basically have to promise yourself and your audience that you will always be there to produce some sort of video on a consistent rate, because if nobody else is doing it, especially in the Ninjago community where very few people have a consistent upload schedule, getting a consistent schedule will go ahead and do you wonders, and you'll definitely have an advantage there. Along with creating a consistent schedule, you need to go ahead and actually, maintain your motivation to create videos. Some days you won't feel like it, and that's fine, but be sure to come back the next day with something big to make up for that day that you missed if you plan on doing daily uploads. If not, try to make sure that you actually stick to your upload schedule and try not to mess it up in any way, shape, or form. That's another problem that I see a lot of Ninjago YouTubers having. They'll go ahead and commit to one schedule, but not go ahead and fully follow it, which does go ahead and lower your viewer interaction, and your audience really isn't going to be able to trust you to upload videos anymore because you're not following that same schedule that you set in motion before. And of course, especially with Ninjago, there will be some dry spells in between seasons where there's not a lot of news to cover and things like that. So what I like to do is basically introduce as much interesting content as I possibly can. Not everybody's going to find it interesting, I get that, but for the most part, my audience seems to be enjoying the videos that I've been putting out during these dry spells, including the top 10 lists and things like that. So just try to be creative with your content as well, especially when there's not Ninjago news to cover, if you are deciding to cover Ninjago news. And when you do decide to cover Ninjago news, it's very important that you basically be one of the first people to go ahead and report on that. I mean, it's no secret that the first person that gets the information out there will go ahead and try to, obtain the majority of the views and the attention. So try to be consistent and quick with your uploads, especially if they're covering news, but make sure that you do not rush your videos, especially if this is the case, because you want your videos to be somewhat of quality if you want to go ahead and have your audience stick around. So yeah, make sure that they're actually good videos if you upload them. Of course, different people will have different definitions of good videos. Some people will say that my videos aren't very good. I think my videos are pretty much, they're fine for what they are. I mean, I really don't see anything wrong with them necessarily, but some people will go ahead and put you down for that specific reason, and that jumps into my next point very well. If you want to go ahead and grow a Ninjago YouTube channel, you need to go ahead and make sure that you are okay with constructive criticism. Now, not everything is constructive criticism, so there's clearly a difference between what is and what isn't. What is constructive criticism is somebody attempting to point out something that you may be doing a little iffy or something that could be improved and suggesting ways in which you can improve that. Of course, you do not always have to follow what they say, but it might be a good idea on some occasions. I personally receive hundreds of comments throughout the week telling me what I can improve, and I listen to them for the most part. I listen to what people want me to do for videos and things like that, and I listen to what people are saying about my videos so I can go ahead and change them up or whatever to basically be up to the audience's standards. What's not constructive criticism is just simply making fun of somebody for having a bad video, for example, or just, picking on them and putting them down, because that doesn't help anybody and it just creates negative tension within the community. If you make a YouTube channel, at some point you will run into some people that just don't like you for whatever reason, and basically what I have to say to this is they're really not hurting anybody. They're trying to, but they're not really being successful. So I just simply say just ignore them, block them on your channel if you have to. If they're constantly commenting on every one of your videos, telling you how bad you are and things like that, you really don't need to listen to that, especially if it's not constructive. So just block them or just ban them from the comments, things like that. It's easy to do. There are all features that are right here on YouTube, and several very large Ninjago YouTubers, as well as just Lego YouTubers in general, will do this to make sure that the audience itself and other people in the comment section do not see this negativity, especially if it's just blind hatred. Something else that you can do to make sure that your Ninjago channel grows is to maintain creativity throughout the entire process. You want to be as creative as you possibly can, whether that is with designing thumbnails or creating Ninjago theories, things like that. I consider myself to be a pretty creative person. I go ahead and, go off on tangents regarding Ninjago theories and things like that because I'm always formulating new ideas off of those theories, and I'm always coming up with something new to talk about. So in a way, you want to be really creative because that'll give you more content to create, obviously, and it will introduce your audience to a new side of you that they may not have seen before. You got to make sure that your creativity shines through in your videos, and something that you can do to boost this and boost your creativity being present throughout your videos is by not stealing other people's content and not re-uploading Ninjago episodes. A lot of people will go ahead and assume that if you upload Ninjago episodes, you will be the next big Ninjago YouTuber, and it will be for a time period when the episodes eventually stop coming out and your audience is aware that the episodes are only going to be featured on your channel and nothing else. It'll create sort of a dead zone for your channel, and you really won't be able to maintain a solid audience in that way. They won't recognize you or the content, they'll recognize the Ninjago episodes, and that's another reason why I feel like people should not go ahead and upload the episodes in the first place. You're not really helping anybody out by doing it, so it really just seems like something redundant. And of course, that does factor into the creativity as well. You got to be as creative as possible, and one way to do that is by making your own original content and showing showing people that you do in fact have a voice. In order to make sure that you actually have a voice in the Ninjago community through your YouTube channel, you do not want to go ahead and advertise your channel on other people's comment sections. That's just not cool in general. Nobody should really be doing that. Don't really leave links to your channel down below, but something that I figured out and something that I will suggest to you guys if you are willing to, listen and try to grow your Ninjago channel based off of what I say, try to make yourself known in the comment sections of other people's videos through interactions with other commenters and through the actual YouTuber themselves. Basically, the more that you pop up in the comment section of people's videos, the more that people are going to recognize your name and what you have to say, and when you actually do start uploading content, they will recognize you from the comment section and go ahead and watch your videos. I mean, it's just as easy as that. Sometimes if you are really active within a community and you do start making YouTube videos, then people will watch them, but you got to make sure that you are active first, because if you're not active in people's comments or on various Ninjago Discord servers and things like that, nobody's really going to care about what you have to say. And once again, do not do this through advertising or spamming comments. Just interacting with people in general, especially in the Ninjago community, can go ahead and build everybody closer towards some sort of union, and that itself will be very cool to see. There's not really a lot of things stopping you from commenting on other people's posts and things like that, so be sure to do just that and try to actually create some sort of discussion, because when that eventually moves over to your videos and to your channel, you'll actually be able to grow some sort of audience that way. And I know I talked a lot in this video about various other things, and I hope you guys were taking notes throughout the video, especially if you want to go ahead and use my pointers towards your Ninjago content and through your Ninjago YouTube channel, or just your YouTube channel in general. I mean, a lot of what I said in this video can basically be applied to just regular generic channels, but the most important thing that I'm going to be discussing here is this final thing, and that is once again to have fun with your content. Make sure that you enjoy doing it, because if you don't enjoy doing it, your audience is going to recognize that you don't enjoy doing it, and that just won't be fun for anybody. So make sure that you have fun with your content, and make sure that your content is actually enjoyable, and make sure that people are enjoying it, and make sure that you yourself are enjoying it most of all. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know I sort of rambled there towards the middle and various other points in the video, but it was necessary for me to basically give my entire point and bring that across to you guys. I do believe that a lot of these methods do work, and a lot of these things that I talked about in this video I experienced myself as a YouTuber, which I basically do full-time now as a job. So if that's your goal, then definitely be sure to go ahead and follow some of the points that I suggested in this video, because I do thoroughly believe that these points will go ahead and actually improve your YouTube channel and get you started in the Ninjago community. So thank you so much for watching this video once again, guys. If you enjoyed the video, as always, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up rating, and of course remember to hit the subscribe button if you've not done so already. Once again, guys, the comment section is there for the various discussions that you would like to have regarding this topic, or if you just had a comment of a general nature, that's fine as well. In the description you will find the links towards my other forms of social media, whether it be my Twitter, my Instagram, my Patreon, or my merch. Be sure to support me on all those platforms if you would like to. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video here. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.